Well, does the United Nations have a secret army of illegal immigrants already embedded in America for a hostile takeover? That's quite a loaded question. Let's leave that question actually dangling out there for a minute, if you will. But we're deep diving into one of the most pressing issues facing the United States of America right now, the southern border crisis. And we've got some shocking new details that are, frankly, mind-blowing. Which we'll get to here in a moment. Now, as we've exposed here on the show before, the federal government seems to be complicit in a massive criminal operation, deliberately flooding the country with unvetted illegal foreigners, distributing them all over the United States. It's a full-on operation, as our friend J.J. Carroll has uncovered here, Michael Yon has spoken about on our show, Anthony Rubin from Muckraker, unbelievable journalists doing amazing work. This is what's happening. Giving them cell phones, giving them homes, giving them financial monthly payments to live. One piece of this appears to be election fraud, right? But as journalist Greg Reese points out, it's actually much worse than that, because what's happening in the United States is not an isolated incident. It's happening all across Europe. Europeans are waking up to this fact. And on today's show, an overwhelming number of Europeans say illegal immigration is destroying their country. Take a look at...
Shalom, Mr. Allah. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakudash. Double honors to the beloved elders and the apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to you, hopefully like the Akim out there laboring, that are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Amar from the GMS Boise, Idaho camp, coming at you with an update on this so-called migrant crisis, which is a Trojan horse, to be able to allow these UN soldiers to be ushered in, in the form of humanitarian aid, so-called. But these are the same soldiers that the scriptures talk about, that are going to be raiding this place, consuming this place, taking this place out, and part of the standing army of the UN, the WHO people, and this is all part of prophecy. This is all part of prophecy. And the main scripture when I was watching this video that popped up is Jeremiah 51:14. Is saying, is the point. I'm going to go straight to the point. The Lord Yahweh of hosts, the Lord of armies, hath sworn by himself. The Lord can't swear above anything higher, than the Most High, himself. Saying this is definitely going to happen. Saying, surely I will fill thee with men as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee. And that shout is a war cry. It's not I love you from a distance. Nah, it's a war cry. And that caterpillars is something that is put there for a reason, because when you see caterpillars that are swarming on a plant, they completely cover it and they eat it all the way down to where there's no green left. And that's why, this place is going to have to be invaded so violently as well, because of how much guns are here in Babylon. The amount of patriotic type revolution type spirit that's not just in Esau, Edom, but also these other groups that would go against, a so-called military invasion, like Red Dawn, like the movie where we got paratroopers coming out of the sky in parachutes, just, for the point being. But the ultimate weapon that Yahweh Shai is going to use is going to be those nuclear missiles to finally clear and rid this place. And this is something, another video that I did want to show of the segment of this show, Redacted, and brothers have used this before. It's pretty good information, it's on point. It's all, you can all look this up. It's all backed behind articles and has different, places that you can see that this has actually happened. So the point being that these are all going to be transferred over to those troops that are going to be going door to door, house to house, and putting the Karagman people, quarantine people, it's going to be all out hell out here, man. And I don't think people really realize how real it's going to get, man. People are still in la la land, so worried about just making it to their job on time the next morning, man. People are so out of touch with reality that soon enough the Lord is going to show that they are powerless in what they call life. And this thing called life, they're going to be put in dire straits to where they have no choice but to fully be and fully show their faith in who they really believe in, whether it's Esau, Edom, and taking his charagma, going along with his orders and what he says, to the best of, their ability, or are you going to stand with Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and have faith in him? And it's going to be, to the flesh, appear to be harder, but it's going to be even more, rewarding when you know that you didn't bend the knee to Esau and take his charagma. And that's only if Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is with you, because you can only get through these things if Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is with you, man. You can't make it through your own spirit, man. You'd break, So I want to play a little bit of this segment, and then I want to get these scriptures, because it's information, but that's, it's very important. And these are experts. This is Esau, Edom in suits saying this, man. So if you don't want to take it as it is, then, hey, that's up to you, man. The warning is being broadcasted.
Really going on. There's more. A new report from UK's Jim Ferguson shed light on what's really going on. Spoiler alert, it's not pretty. As Jim Ferguson exposed in this interview, they're actually United Nations trained army soldiers being paid and delivered by the United Nations. Now, Greg Reese did a great job clipping this soundbite together. I encourage you to watch the whole thing, but here are some unbelievable takeaways from Jim's interview, and here's just a highlight. Take a look.
This isn't normal. There's something not right. This isn't just refugees coming in. These aren't people fleeing from some kind of war zone. These are predominantly men aged between 25 and 35, young fighting age men, as my old boss Nigel Farage once referred to them, and I think he's right. John, what do you think's going on here, mate?
So I can tell you these are UN soldiers, and they will be deployed by the WHO when they announce the next pandemic lockdown. That's what's going to happen. They've been trained by British soldiers. They've been trained by the Black Watch Regiment. They were training them in Antalya in Turkey and in the east of Ukraine. They're predominantly down to sergeant ranks. They're then shipped to France. They all sign the Official Secrets Act. Then they're ferried over. If you were fleeing war and tyranny, I don't know about you, but I would certainly take my wife and children with me. They're most precious. They're my prized asset. They're everything to me. If you're going to war, you go to war with the lads. They're going to be deployed. They will be deployed.
John, you say you've spoken to people in the Black Watch. The Black Watch are very famous, regiment.
And the point being is that these are all military-age men coming by themselves. The point being, the brothers have made that point before. It's all military-age men fleeing alone, not taking their family, So if you wanted to look at this more, you can go to his page, Redacted. I recommend brothers giving it a follow, but I wanted to get to these scriptures real quick, because this is happening right now. And I'm going to read through this quick because, this is information that has to be out. But this is 2nd Esdras 16 and 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. The burning wrath is ultimately Esau, Edom trying to, force the Lord's hands, or force, being able to take the birthright by charagmaing up everybody, And he's going to take away certain of us. Certain brothers are going to be put in, camps, FEMA camps, prisons, Lord willing, whatever brother's in that situation, that it gives them the strength to endure no matter what. And if they're separated from their families, for the peace of mind, knowing that Yahweh Shai is going to keep them safe, no matter what, and understand his will, and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. They're going to feed you these polluted ass foods, man, ultimately trying to get you to break, to take that charagma. Verse 69, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot, because, hey, man, you turn your back to Yahweh Shai by taking, that charagma. Ultimately, there's no one that can save you. Verse 70, for there shall be in every place, this is worldwide, and in the next cities where any population of people is, a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. And that's in spirit and in truth, man. Because, hey, man, everybody that calls themselves an Israelite is going to be target number one. Verse 71, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, man. And that's ultimately going to be them exiting you out of society because you didn't want to take the charagma. So everything that you have is, theirs in a way. Even though we have nothing in this captivity anyways, but they're really going to take you out of everything that you think you have as personal possessions. Like this Klaus Schwab says, you will own nothing and be happy. Verse 72, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Who's going to be doing this? You need a large population of soldiers to be doing this, and also, a so-called community backing them by saying that, yeah, these are the bad people why the system collapsed. And people that don't want to get along should get treated like that. So you're not going to have any help from your so-called community. Verse 73, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Man, so that is, this our temptation, Jacob's trouble, the times that we're coming into is going to be a great testing for everybody, myself included, first and foremost, speaking to myself first and foremost. To the brothers, the believers, have these conversations with your families. I know the brothers, definitely do, but if this is your first time coming across this information, talk about how real it's going to get, man, and start preparing your family spirit, first and foremost, to deal with these things. This is verse 74. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord. Because this is all doom and gloom, but this is the positive. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. And that's the faith, and that's the hope, and that's the good news that we have to look forward to, knowing that we're doing the best of our ability to do what we are supposed to be doing. Verse 75, be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh, the power, is your guide. That's going into, don't have fear, because if you have fear in your heart, the Lord cannot work certain miracles, man. You got to be able to have faith that the Lord is going to take care of you, man. Yeah, we in the flesh, you may get shaken up, but, take a second and ground yourself and look at the situation spiritually, how grievous it may be. Verse 76, because this is good news. This is a promise. And the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, power. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. Don't feel bad for what you do. Just keep it pushing, man. Not feeling bad like you shouldn't have a remorseful spirit. So, but don't let it like, oh, I did this, I used to do that, man, I was this guy. Don't have those thoughts in your head, man. Every day's a new day. Every day's a chance to get better, and the point of wisdom is learning something and not repeating it. So once you know better, you're going to do better. And that's the point. Doesn't matter what you did in the past. The Lord chose the Apostle Paul, and he was persecuting the church. When he went to Ananias to get his sight restored, Ananias, had to ask the Lord, and, the Lord, say, hey, this is a chosen vessel. You gotta, because they were scared of him when he was rolling up on them. He was known as Saul. But back to the point, the 2nd Esdras 16 and 77, woe be unto them that are bound with their sins and covered with their iniquities, like as a field is covered over with bushes, and a path thereof covered with thorns, that no man may travel through. It is left undressed and is cast into the fire to be consumed therewith. Because they never took time to clean house, man. The shit's all fucked up, man. All over the place. All covered with all types of things, man, that'll prick you. These representation of these things, these lifestyles that these people have, man. And these are the people that are going to be suffering the hands of these UN soldiers, man. And that's why we got to keep pushing this, because of how real it's going to get. So Lord willing that this lesson was edifying, uplifting, and edifying to the point where that these troops are for a fact. If you didn't know, you do now. Sleeper cells for the coming lockdown, invasion, whatever, false flag, whatever it may be that Esau is going to throw at us next to cause this chaos and cause the next stage. But we're going to be here, to report on it, Lord willing, till the end. Till next time, shalom.